Good morning.
Good morning.
Oh,
More effusive.
There we go. That's good.
Well, I've been editing those, turning our things into podcasts, and Dana comes up with this really sprightly "Good morning," and I'm like a teenager. So
See, Dr. Mary, that's why I've encouraged you to watch these over the years. You get better when you watch, despite how difficult it is.
That was a better good morning.
That was a nice good morning. That was a jolly, robust Irish good morning.
How are you? Jesus.
Yes, all those things. Hope you had a good 4th of July. Hard to imagine that now we're having shootings at parades where children are going to get Tootsie Rolls and to celebrate the founding of this country. Hard to imagine. And yet, why in the world would we be surprised? Nothing will change until we demand change. So there is that. We're talking today about something that is related to last week's Thursday conversation with Dr. Amy Hoyt. Amy, if you're watching this, I have 2 things to say. One, and I know you'll chime in on this. Thanks for joining us.
Oh my God, yes.
What a great conversation.
A fantastic conversation.
Made me even more excited for the work that we're going to do together. And 2, while I am going to talk about something I learned over the weekend from the Whole Health Lab, do not worry that I will give away all of your content on Daily Dose. I will not. It's your content and it's paid content. And so I just want to talk about this piece because I think it is really, really valuable and has terrific insight and value into our audience of people living with either personally addiction or connected to people who are in that world. So thanks for that in advance. So we're talking about something that was introduced, obviously, in the Whole Health Lab around gratitude. And you don't have to be hyper connected to the self-help world to have heard about the value of gratitude journals, taking time to reflect on things that you're grateful for, making lists, starting your day with a series of things you're grateful for, ending your day with a series of things you're grateful for. That's an old idea. And if you've ever spent 3 seconds with anything Oprah Winfrey talks about, you've heard a lot about it. So that's not what this is about, actually. What Amy and Lena and the program has suggested is that research now is saying that while gratitude journaling and making lists of things you're grateful for will always be valuable, actually what is more valuable to your own whole health healing is coming up with an instance, a story, an experience in your life where someone expressed gratitude to you for something that you said or something that you did, or for showing up at a time in their lives when they needed you, which I have not heard anyone discuss. Have you heard that?
No.
So
no, I haven't actually. Not from that.
From that angle.
Not from that. Yeah, that standpoint or point of view, whatever you want to call it.
So I was thinking this morning about some things, and then I kind of pitched this idea to Dr. Mary, and then I started thinking about, well, where have people expressed gratitude to us for the work of Daily Dose? And why has it mattered? So I'm going to let you tell your story first so that it's not 12 straight minutes of me talking. But you've had lots of instances where you've gotten direct feedback. Do you want to just share 1 or 2 of those?
One of them was totally out of the blue. I may have mentioned this before. So when we started doing this, it sometimes feel like a long time ago.
It does.
So it was just before we
started it in February of 2020, the 9-part series. And then we started this. We're almost at our 2-year anniversary next week.
So there was new arrangements that had to be made to use Scantrons because of the pandemic. So I just phoned up the library to ask about Scantrons. And this guy said to me...
your job at MSUM.
Yeah, for my job at MSUM. I was just talking to this guy and I said, I knew who he was. And I said, hey, how's it going? And he goes, well, I've just got to stop you. He said, what you and your wife are doing is fantastic. Thank you for doing it completely out of the blue. I wanted to talk about scantrons, and he was thanking me for something you and I had started.
So how did that make you feel?
It actually made me, well, I don't want to, I mean, this sounds like a
Don't
bit of
be
levity.
Scandinavian.
It made me feel good. It made me feel like, oh my God, someone's listening. And then it also made me feel like, oh, good, because what we wanted to do was try and reach people to tell them they're not alone. So clearly that bit was, even though it was very slow and very local, it doesn't matter. To me, I thought, great. And it felt very nice for someone to thank me for what you and I were doing.
So I think that happened in the fall of 2020.
Might well have done.
So 18 months ago. How does it still feel today?
Still feels good. I still, 3 weeks ago, maybe, I congratulated a former student of mine because she came out on Facebook and said, she was feeling very depressed about a year and a half ago, and now she's turned her life around. So I just said, my gosh, one of the reasons I accepted your friendship on Facebook because you're one of my star non-majors pupils, and I knew you'd always continue to shine. And she just wrote back and said that what you and I do was absolutely fantastic, and you can't wait to continue to listen to it. So it's just little things like that. They do make the world a difference. They do make you feel like, if you're floundering, and I guess this is the point of it, I suppose, why am I doing this? That's the reason why.
Yeah, I went back to look at the original 9 segments that we created. So perhaps that we came out in February 1st, 2020, which was Maz's 3-year soberversary. We launched a 9-week, 27-part series, which was blog posts back and forth, and then video readings of those, and then a podcast where we talked about what we were feeling and learning week by week through this journey. And I've said many times, I don't have any idea really why that idea to do this work came into my head, above and beyond just feeling like we needed to be wholly honest. Social media felt like we were presenting the super highlight reel.
Yeah, it's that old thing about, there's no B-sides on Facebook.
Yeah. And while we don't really have a B-side anymore, or currently, let's go with currently, because B-sides show up when you least expect them. We don't currently have one, and haven't really had one for 5 years. We went through a terrible B-side to get to the highlight reel. So I went back this morning to look at the comments that people were leaving for us over these 27 different posts, because I haven't really looked at them in 3 years, 2 years, 2.5 years. And what I remembered in going back to look at them was that this process was a whole lot harder than I thought it was going to be. Do you remember that? I really
You did
struggled in the middle. I thought I had worked through everything I needed to work through around the trauma leading up to Maz getting sober, the transition from sobriety into what is next, and then living the what is next. And what I realized is that there was a ton of stuff I had clearly not dealt with yet. And so to take it public in such a substantial way, I mean, thousands of people were reading our stuff, were watching our stuff. To do that was really difficult. And part of what made it manageable was the profound support that we got from people, not just saying, I had no idea, but more importantly saying, thank you for doing this. Me too.
Yeah.
I'm struggling too.
There was that as well, the amount of people that said that you have no idea how much this is, and then tell us. And I just, wow, yeah. Who knew? Really? It's very easy to lock yourself up in a little cage of happiness to think I'm okay.
Everybody else can just figure it out. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
And it's like the kind of people that turn their lives around and actually go back to school and become licensed counselors.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we're not on the same league, but this is the sort of idea. When you asked me to do this, that's kind of what I thought about. I said, well, I'm not going to go and do that, but I could do this.
Yeah. Let me put this comment up. I don't know what it says. That's why you must continue. The universe will take this and all help and light and spread it where it is needed. But if you don't do it, this piece of hope is not shareable. Yeah. Thank you, Mother. I agree. So what I really want to leave you with today is it's great to start or end your day with, I'm grateful for my house, my health, my family.
Yeah.
Those are all good and valuable things. But there's something really profound about going back and reliving when someone tells you that you've done something that has mattered for them. It sort of shifts your biochemistry a little bit. I say as if I really understand what that means. But when I went back and reread those comments, I was reminded that this work has value for other people. And I will just say this, which is a little bit hard because it feels kind of boasty. But I will say I was reminded that we did this. We got brave. We dug deep. We worked through some really hard stuff in a very public way. We continue to work through sometimes really hard things in a very public way. And we get to say that we've done it and that we are continuing to do it for ourselves, for other people, for whoever needs it, for whoever comes across it in whatever way they need it. And that has been, you've heard me say this, that has been one of the greatest blessings of my life. This work has been some of the most profound things I've ever done.
I've been invited back twice to talk to my treatment center about this, and it's just someone who's been sober for I think that the start point is you have to be at least sober at least 4 years to go and do this.
Oh, to be invited back. Mm-hmm.
And it's amazing to see the look on people's faces when they think, one of them actually came up to me and said, so this could be me. I went, yeah, because it is difficult. And you might not do it first time. I'm one of these very, very lucky people that have, where it's stuck. But, it just gives someone a glimmer of this could be me. And thanks for letting me know.
And for the purpose of this conversation, more as important, if not more, is how you then feel in the moment receiving someone else's gratitude and then reliving it later.
It actually makes you a little bit more brave.
Oh, say more.
First time I did it, I thought, okay. And it was actually to a small group of people. It was only to about 10 people. And when I got asked back, they said, we're going to bring in the other group. So the second time I did it, it was to about a group of 70 people. But I felt good being in that large group because I'd actually knew that I'd actually helped a smaller group. And it gave me a sort of, I could do this. Sort of a bit of a pep talk to myself because I've done it before and I can do it again.
We don't often enough really stop to take in when someone tells you that you've done something that matters. We discount it, we dismiss it, we say, oh, anybody would have done that, or oh my gosh, it was nothing. Or first of all, that absolutely negates someone else telling you that you've done something important for them. It basically says to them, don't be stupid. It wasn't even special because anybody would have done it. I didn't intentionally do it for you. It just happened. So you're denying someone else the opportunity to feel like they were special.
That's kind of slapping someone in the face.
Yeah, it is.
Trying to thank you for something.
Yes, it really is. And second of all, it's a powerful thing. I'm still moved by it. Oh, I can't even read this out loud, John. Dr. Mary, you have to read it out loud. Very emotional.
These glasses aren't as good as I thought they were.
Oh, stop it.
I am so very proud of both of you both, and I think that you are doing what you're doing is quite amazing. Everyone can learn from these episodes, whether you are an addict or not. Life's lessons are the best. Oh, John,
thanks, John. It's the challenge for today. Go back, and in Amy's recommendation is go back and write it out. Write out the narrative story of a time that someone came to you and expressed gratitude for something you had done for them, and put it someplace where you can see it often. And I'm just going to tell you, you are not going to be quite prepared for how profound reliving that moment really is.
Someone saying that to you is a gift.
Yes.
And so if accepting it just does make you feel like you can move mountains.
Yes.
And it does help, it does help you motivate yourself to do more. And it feels great.
Yes.
It gives you, it does, from the point of view of if you are an addict, you have very little self-worth. The fact that you should know this, if you can actually get to the point where you think, you know what, I'm going to thank someone for that, that means you have evolved as a human being far more than you actually think.
It's lovely. There's no downside to this. Absolutely no downside. So if you're thinking, well, I don't have anything to, no one's ever said anything to me. Let me just say this to you. Thank you for watching Daily Dose.
Yes.
Thank you for commenting on Daily Dose. Thanks for getting the newsletter. Thanks for all the support that you have shown us. This work sometimes feels like we're just showing up and talking to ourselves. But your comments, your specific support has meant the world to us. And you showing up and letting us know that this matters might keep us going. And you don't know who your support of us will save because they come across it later. So the ripple effect of you being supportive of us has the capacity to transform the world. So thanks for that. Have a great day. We'll see you on Thursday.
See you Thursday.
Bye.